Hello guys, welcome to Real Life with Bella. I'm today's guest star. Thank you, love. Today's topic is national economy. I want to talk to you about national economy because Zimbabwe is facing an economic crisis, and I want to present to you my thoughts about it. And so I'm addressing every exile Zimbabwean and their friends and family abroad, and yeah, welcome here. I do not want to play a blame and shame game. I don't want to talk about effects of colonialization or crimes that were committed against whites or anything like this. I want to leave all this out and just focus on the roots of problems and yeah, maybe try to find solutions with you. Yeah. So let's start this video, guys. Point number one. Point number one is a little bit general, so it might be boring in the beginning, so please stay tuned and watch. Point number one is money is like blood. If you are feeding a body with oxygen and nutrition and food, right, and there is no blood, then the body will still not be able to breathe and will starve. It needs the blood to take the oxygen from the air and transport it to the cells. It needs the blood to take the nutrition from your stomachs to deliver it to the cells to build up your body. And for a society, money is just like blood, for a modern society especially. So if you have nothing, no money, and there's a lot of food here and a lot of material here, you might not be able in a modern society to buy the food or to buy building material to get a roof, right? If you have money, you can buy it and eat, and you can buy this and build. Of course, in Zimbabwe, people will say, we are growing our own food. But still, for growing your food, you need to get water. For getting permanent controlled water, you might need to build a well. Is it well? And you might need to buy seeds, right? And for selling your food to a market, you might need a car and fuel. So money is needed somehow everywhere. So I want to continue with point number one. As the blood is floating in your body, money needs to flow too. If everybody is just sleeping on a bag of sheets, it will not help anybody, because this money needs to be spent. So you give the money to somebody else, and you receive a service or product, and this one will buy another service or product from somebody else, and so everybody's serving each other. If the money is not flowing, it's just paper. Money is like blood. Please keep this picture in mind. Point number two. National economy is like private economy, but in a bigger scale. So private economy, this is when you as a person or a family, you're going to a market, you're presenting your products and you're buying some other products, right? This is private economy. And national economy is just the same, but in a bigger scale. So when we want to understand national economy, you have to understand your private economy first. When you are selling a product and somebody else is coming to you and says, I don't have normal money, but I have this colorful sheets here, I printed it for myself, and you can come to my place. And then you give me these sheets and you can buy anything from my store hall or whatever. Then you might accept it and say, okay, I trust this guy. He's buying a few times at your place, at your stand. And then one day you have collected a lot of colorful sheets and you go to his place. And then what are you seeing? You see the stuff that he bought from you, but now it's used and old. And he says, just buy it. How would you react? I guess you would say, I'm not going to accept these sheets anymore, right? So if there's a country that you might know which own currency, that colorful papers are not accepted in another country, the reason might be that others are not accepting it because they cannot find anything that they need. As you all know, Zimbabwe's main currency has been the US dollar, right? So with the US dollars you would buy and sell in Zimbabwe, but you would also go to South Africa or Botswana or Zambia to just buy, right? And then because this money was spent there, it wasn't remaining in Zimbabwe, which means when you go back to the picture of a body, the blood of the society was going to other bodies, to other societies. And when a body doesn't have blood, it is becoming weak. So what has happened? There was new money printed that was meant to replace the money that was lacking in the country, right? So, and this money was not being accepted in other countries because these people said, okay, we cannot buy anything in Zimbabwe. So, we see we are coming to the roots of problems very quickly. Please stay tuned. So keep this picture of this guy with the colorful sheets in mind, please. We are talking about Zimbabwe now. Zimbabwe's main currency was the US dollar. With the US dollar you could go to South Africa, to Botswana, to Zambia and buy what you need. And when you go back to the picture of money is blood, when you spend your money in another country, this money is not in your own country anymore. When you spend your money in South Africa, the money is not in Zimbabwe anymore. Meaning, you are giving away your own blood when you're buying in another country. And this means the blood of Zimbabwe was going to Botswana, to South Africa, to Zambia, and left the body of Zimbabwe weak. So the government decided to replace this blood that was still needed to keep you strong, right? By printing its own money. But when you don't have any products for the international market to sell there, then this money is useless for other countries, so they would not accept it. So basically, you can see why Zimbabwe has a currency that is not accepted in other countries. It is meant for keeping the local market alive, but as you saw, it is not working anymore. And this is the situation right now in Zimbabwe. So we can build up on point number 1 and 2. Point number 3. Point number 3 is the balance, economical balance. Any country that is equally selling and buying is keeping a balance, and this balance makes their own currency to be accepted by other countries. So if you see that Zimbabwean currency is not accepted anywhere else, you have to start thinking about the economical balance. And balance means you have to compare your expenses with your income, like in a private economy. So, we are talking first about Zimbabwe's income. What is Zimbabwe selling? The main export products of Zimbabwe is cigarettes and military devices. I was very surprised when I saw this in my research. But the amount of money that they are getting from, the government is getting from this is not too big. Next resource is tourism. There are only a few tourism sites in Zimbabwe, but they are very, very powerful. There are the national parks. There's, of course, Victoria Falls and Great Zimbabwe. The next point for income is mining. Zimbabwe is full of gold, platinum and diamonds, but the amount of platinum, gold and diamonds that is produced is decreasing year to year, and I don't know why. It would be the topic of another video maybe to find out why not. Okay, these are the main sources of income. Tourism, mining and tobacco and military devices. That's it. Now the expenses. What are Zimbabweans buying from other countries like South Africa, Botswana, Zambia. They are buying basically cars, electronic devices, clothes and fashion articles. Maybe even a little bit of food, I don't really know. People who are living in the cities. Yeah, basically everything that you need in everyday life that is not produced in Zimbabwe itself. And so, you see that there's only a few products being sold and a lot of products being bought. What is keeping this ship stable? It is the money that is sent home from exiled Zimbabweans. And this is also the reason why a former president once tried to introduce a tax, an income tax, for exiled Zimbabweans to keep the Zimbabwean economy stable. So, we are talking about this balance that is very important for your currency to be important also for other countries, to be acceptable for other countries. And now that we saw the root of the problems, that there's a disbalance that is only being kept stable by exiled Zimbabweans who are sending money back home, we might start figuring out what can really be done to keep this ship stable and sailing on. What do you think, guys? Shall we continue with these topics? So please comment down below and let us know what you think about this topic, and please subscribe to this channel. See you later. Bye.